Ja, marhaba, ya shabab. Hello, guys and girls. So, where we left off, we want to write a test for our utils file here for the read input, because we will use this for the challenges to read the text input. So let's test this, and now I will show you why the Go is great for writing tests. So how you write tests in Go? Again, we have a function. What I like to do is just copy mm, the function name, and before the actual name you just put test. Then you just, as you can see, I have some ID suggestions. We will use this built-in testing package. And now we'll write a table-driven test. Let me show what I mean. We will define different tests. And yeah, so we have an array of structs. This is a data class in Golang. So first, the test will have a name. Then we'll give the actual path. Then we'll say what we want. And then we defined if we want an error or not. And this is a Boolean value. Yeah, I would say this is the idiomatic way in Go to write tests. Table-driven, you can also in a bit in a different fashioned way, I would say you can also write them. But this is more how it should be. Now, as you can see, we will have here two objects. Because we have an array, we will define multiple, one success case and one failure case. Let's start with the success case. As we can see, we have to now define everything in here, in path, want, and want error. So, reading data was successful. So, sorry, it should be like this. This. Yeah. Next thing, we have the path. Here the path is this one, test data, sample txt. So test data, it's slash sample.txt. And what we want now, this is what it's not hello world, but we want to check the actual input right now. So copy this. Nice. As you can see, that's very nice from the IDE. I hope you are vicious to code the Sublime Text does this as well. As you can see, we copied the data we want, and it added also here the backslash n for a line break. Do we want here an error? No, because this is the success case. So want error is false. Our next struct, our next object, reading data failed. Because here what we will do is, you will say, okay, the file doesn't exist. We will say here we have a file that doesn't exist. Test data sample, or just call it, I don't know, file minus non-existing, not non-existing. Okay. And here we can give it an empty string, and here we want error true. So we expect, now we have a table-driven tests. We start to set it up. First test case, table-driven tests are just to set up some test cases. Like here we have the success case, and here we have the failure case. Instead of in Java Kotlin, I would now create multiple tests for this. We can do this now in one function. You can do it also in Golang or, sorry, in Kotlin or Java in one function, but it's usually not the case. So let's do this. And Go likes to, in the Go idiomatic way, is always to have some kind of abbreviations, like TT for test. Here, this is the key value. This holds the key value. It's underscore will not use the key value, and this is the actual value. This is the key and this is the value, and we don't have a key. That's why underscore. It's in Kotlin the same. So now we are using our testing package, the T here as a argument. We say run. As you can see, it already defines in here the TT test. This is the test case. Every test case, it's a loop right now, it's a for loop, as you can see here. This for loop will go through each test case in here for the inner table-driven test. So we have only two. We'll start with the success case. So it will always print out the name of the test case, of course, so we know what failed or not. So, and here we will say got. Best case, we got something, otherwise we got an error. The path, if error is not nil, not null, we will say, yeah, this looks good. We will print something, the error case, read input, error, the value, and want error, the value. Here, the actual value of the error, the error object itself we will print. Sorry, and then of course want error, was it true or false? And then we exit it with return the for loop, and that's it. And here, if got want is true, we print the actual value, read input value, want, yeah, what we want here. That looks good actually. Okay, let's run this. If you here my IDE, I can show you two ways how you run this. In the IDE here, I can just press on run. Otherwise, you just in the terminal. If you're in your Go project, as you can see, we are in the Go project, and it should be possible to do Go test space dot slash, and now the 3 dots, 1, 2, 3, and see what happens. It's okay, the tests were successful, as you can see. Here it's dedicated, yeah. How was, I forgot the English word for it. It found out that there's one test and it ran the unit test. Otherwise, in the IDE, you can also say run go test. Was successful, was successful. And yes, that's basically it. Yeah. We can add also another test in here, for instance. Failed because, no, sorry, this is not the test I want to duplicate. Let's duplicate this test. So the data was not successful. Because want is wrong. So here, as you can see, we said we want this value because we are reading this file in here. And now you see the last value is L82. What about changing it to, instead of LR82, and this should be want error true because it's a wrong value, or just keep it false. We say this is correct. That should fail, right? So let's do this. First, let me show you that this will fail now by using the go test. As you can see, failed. Read input, blah blah blah, want, fail. As you can see, it says something failed in here. L82, but yeah, at the end was R82. Yes. It started from, sorry, it shows you from the beginning. This is the what we wanted. This is what we got. The first part is what we got. And from this one, what we said we want. And yes, this failed. I can show you also here that this test failed. As you can see, it's marked failed because, yeah, we changed the value from L. Yeah. As you have seen, yeah, this test failed as expected because we have here wrong value. And yes, so we can get rid of this, so we can make sure we are sure that the tests are working properly. Yes, that's basically it for testing this thing in here. I corrected the non-existing here. Doesn't matter. Yeah, that's basically it. This is how you write for your function tests. And now you see we have one usage. We have it in color. In my ID, it shows it in color right now. Yes, you can also expand some tests, but doesn't make sense for this just reading files. But feel free to add some tests if you want. Yeah, that's it. I would say see you in the next video when we actually implement the logic for secret entrance. See you in the next video. إلى اللقاء.